Hello, everybody. This is Aaron over at the Quarter Circle Forward podcast, your host as usual. Today I'm joined by, as my lovely group of people as always, Braden.
Hi, yes, it's me.
Xavier.
We can have a persona.
He sure can. And we are joined by our special guest I decided to invite this week, Travis, which he has the transparent background that he cannot change for all the people watching on the live stream.
Oh, God.
Good
You're
job.
putting me on blast here.
Oh no! Somebody's gonna ask some questions like, "Why is that there?"
Yeah, like that's like gonna be the whole point.
Look. Okay, to explain it a little bit, I changed it as a joke, and then was informed that I was changing my avatar too fast, so I cannot change it back.
We asked you to change it because it was actually fucking with us.
It was, and it kind of still is actually. I just see a green circle whenever he talks. It's hilarious.
I'm just sitting here in the background hiding.
Wait, is that Dante?
Yep, that is Dante.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we already know what Braden's is.
Yeah, Bread's hat in time.
It's like Winnie the Pooh. All right, but
You're Carl the Pooh.
no, I'm Winnie the Pooh. We're just gonna say that there. Then that there.
Winnie the Pooh.
Travis doesn't exist.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Hey, wait,
look,
let me change it.
Oh,
There
Oh
we
my
go.
god. Oh, it changed.
Okay, so on the first subject we could talk about is
Travis, why does it flash white?
What do you mean?
It flashes white. Look at the GIF.
oh god.
Oh god, it fucking does.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god, it does.
Wow, that is actually fucking with me.
Alright, I'm not looking at that right now. I'm
Okay.
no.
So
I don't
anyway, so the first time we could talk about, since you guys have been playing it, the whole remainder of the day is Resident Evil 2 was released today.
Alright.
If
So
you look at Steam, technically it was released yesterday.
I've already put 10
Whatever.
hours into it. And I just, god damn, if that's gonna be the bar for game of the year, shit.
Wait, but isn't it kind of short though?
I'm
Well-
10 hours in and I still haven't beaten the goddamn game.
Same, and that's with
Now,
one
when I say
campaign.
beaten, I haven't beaten Leon A. I still have the entirety of Claire B, and then I have to come back and do Claire A and Leon B. So this game's gonna
Yeah.
take me probably some fucking 25, 30 hours to finish.
So you're doing basically going in alphabetical order: Leon A, Claire A, and then Leon B and Claire B.
Well,
you said that
well,
right?
no, he's gonna be doing it. So I think Braden, if you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, they're doing it the correct order. So Leon A, Claire B, and then you're gonna do the
Yeah,
vice
then I'm gonna
versa.
go back and I'm gonna flip them
Wait.
around and do the other option, which is Claire A and then Leon B.
So for
Canonically, you're supposed to be doing Leon A, Claire B. And then the other situation that you can do is what if the roles were reversed?
yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's essentially what it is. Is that so the Leon scenario A is his main campaign. Leon Claire scenario A is her alternate, B is her main campaign, and the alternate versions of them are just flip-flopped, where you start from their original starting positions. For anyone that has never played Resident Evil 2, which if you haven't never played that game, I'm gonna be real, the remake is the perfect time to honestly pick it up because it is a very good game. It's really optimized on PC. It runs in fucking 60 FPS on console somehow, which that's fucking mind-blowing. Without a pro console, I might have to add, which, wow. They have really taken their time on this to show that they actually give a shit about making games again. And Cap God status is slowly coming back. We'll see if it actually happens.
I really, really hope the rumors that the next thing they're gonna do is a Resident Evil 3 remake are true.
Dude,
And
I actually want
that's
that.
Nemesis, right? With Jill.
That's
Yeah.
fucking Nemesis.
Yeah.
And I guess there's one thing we should talk about, Braden.
Wait,
Nah.
before we go, we kind of messed up and didn't have Travis kind of introduce himself, or did he already?
No, not really. No, he is not. All right, Travis, introduce yourself because I want to talk about Mr. X and his fucking size 20 Tims.
We suck.
Oh, I
No,
don't,
they're
I
size
wouldn't even know where to
25
start.
wide. All right, but go ahead, Travis.
Go ahead, Travis. Talk about yourself.
Hello, my name is Travis. I play games.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you got.
What else am I supposed to introduce myself with?
I don't know, but I felt like we should have did that at the beginning. I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
we kind of messed up.
I thought you were gonna have like a little bit more like, hey, I used to do fucking.
I've
been playing games since the original Nintendo, really.
Yeah.
I have continued playing games this entire span of time. I never played a Sega console.
What?
I
Yeah.
never played a Sega.
You never played
He's
Sonic?
also
He said
Not
Sega
until
console.
not until Sega's console business died.
rip.
The only two Sonic games I've
The only
really ever
console,
played
wait,
are
the only console they had was they had a Sega Saturn and a Sega.
And Sega,
Fine, fine.
Saturn, Sega 32.
Master System, Dreamcast. Yeah.
Don't forget the pocket consoles.
The only Sonic games I ever actually played are Sonic 06 and Sonic Forces, I guess.
Sega Gear.
Oh no, I forgot the Sonic 3D Blast. I played that.
That
You
big ass
played
on
radioactive
the worst games.
game handheld. Like that shit was so big. Oh my god. But okay.
I'm glad Braden's commented on this.
What?
Travis has literally played the worst Sonic games.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's played the worst two and then 3D Blast.
Yeah, like. Poor Travis.
Now I'm not gonna shit talk him because I may or may not have platinum Sonic 06, so we'll just move on from that conversation.
That's gonna be a conversation for the podcast. I can find a rain on that shit.
Anyway,
I want to clarify here that I've basically only played it because it was so legendarily bad.
That's why I played it. And then
I
went,
bought
"You know
that
what?
game."
No, we're committing to this shit, and I fucking.
I bought that game at GameStop for like $20 because I was like, "Hey, look, a new Sonic game." I went home and played it. I was like, "Oh no, this is a Shadow
I'm
the
still
Hedgehog
debating on
moment."
Going and buying it and streaming it.
A friend gifted it to me for the 360.
Braden,
It has the $4.99 GameStop price tag on it.
Braden, I will watch you stream that and mod it, and every time you run into a glitch, I will take a shot.
Funny enough, I barely ran into any when I was playing the game.
Okay.
Anyway,
Let's go back to Resident Evil because we
Let's
did
roll
our,
this
our,
back.
our
We
terrible
gotta
job.
take a minute and talk about Mr. X and his fucking size 20 Tims.
No,
That man-
25 wide. We're going with 25
Dude.
wide.
That
Dude,
man,
they
is
are
on the-
24.
that dude's on the opposite
What?
side of the police station,
I'm
bar maybe.
24.
No, 25. We're going with 25 wide. 25 wide is an
No,
even
no, no,
number.
no. I mean, like, I am 24 years of age. I figured that was also important. Like, I'm not saying you're not arguing my age here, Xavier.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
How
25
old are you?
wide
25
Tims.
wide?
Okay, go ahead.
That man with his fucking bulletproof ass trench coat and his fucking milady fedora that rightfully can be shot off. Dude's like halfway across the PD. You're minding your own business, trying to do this like segment that requires a bunch of effort and time, and you just hear just a bunch of fucking banging from the other side of the PD, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. No, it's even worse because, like, I was on the 3rd floor in the main hall, and I hear this dude just walking. It sounds like he's crunching on some chips.
No, it's not even it's not even a crunch of chips. It's just you hear a faint. Doo, doo. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, why do you hear that from so far?
And then I fucking look down. This motherfucker's just like looking at me in the main hallway at the bottom. Like, hey, what's up, bitch?
Oh,
How you
and then
doing?
I found out he can climb ladders.
Dude, he can
fast
climb
as
ladders. He
hell.
can bust through walls.
He's fast as fuck.
Oh man.
And
Oh man.
he's got a bulletproof trench coat.
I watched the scene because I was watching somebody stream it, and it was Leon was talking to a reporter. That's all I'm gonna say. But it had something to do with Mr. X coming out of kind of breaking his hand through a brick wall, and I'm just gonna leave it after that. I don't know how far you guys got. He's fucking scary.
Yeah. And honestly, I just have to say, like, shout outs to Capcom for actually making these, like, the way these characters look, and it just looks ridiculous. Like, this game looks so realistic.
How about that
Like, all
cheeseburger though?
Dude, that opening cutscene, that cheeseburger actually looked good.
No, but
But
like for what I saw, like overall the game looks like I haven't played it. I know you got. I know you've been enjoying it. Been playing it all day.
I'm so fucking tired.
But
I am the exception here.
oh well, you go. It's just like it looks really good. It looks fun. Looks like they added some things from the previous titles, like I think like 3.7 story system.
Yep, they took their inventory system. They took all the classic original like Resident Evil 1 and 2 gunpowder mixing for like ammo and stuff.
Like
So I thought that was kind of cool.
And that thing about the rumor of Nemesis being remade again, I would hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely going to be dependent upon the sales of this game for sure. But let's be real.
But look at all this. But look how far people are loving the game. People are really enjoying it. Stuff like
yeah,
that.
but it is definitely like it is possible.
I don't know what I know. I was gonna say Prime 4 might be coming out this year, but I don't know. I know Bayonetta 3 is still slated to come out this year. That quote unquote Persona 5R, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, they haven't actually announced a release for that. They've just announced the announcement.
Which is coming in another fucking 2 months.
The announcement of the announcement.
I hate that so much.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna do this announcement at this date. Like, what? Just talk about it.
Right? Like, it's clearly a thing, you bitch. No, but this game it's gonna be. I don't know what. I'd have to double check what's slated to come out this year, but this is probably going to be my game of the year. Unless something else comes out and absolutely blows this game out of the water.
For me right now, RE2 is definitely set the bar. Kingdom Hearts 2 comes out in America on Tuesday.
3?
No, it doesn't.
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in America on Tuesday. I'm sorry. So I don't know.
You keep doing this. That is weird.
I don't know why.
But what I was gonna say is with this, with that rumor of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis being possibly released, I would actually like to see Dino Crisis be remade.
You mean HD remaster of the original Turok?
I believe so. But no, like Dino. Oh God, so much fun. Like regardless if the Xbox original, like a lot of people didn't enjoy that one, but I enjoyed it mainly for the fact that it was dinosaurs in space. You had a jetpack and everything. It was pretty dope, and you had you could use a laser. But I don't. God, I with the way they've worked on this game, I can honestly see Nemesis being remade again. Like God damn, that game looked good.
I hope they remake it the way they did too, because that's gonna be Jesus Christ.
They basically reimagined the whole game on how it would look if it was up-resed in a really good way. Like it was over the shoulder.
What they did was, if they took that, they did exactly what they basically imagined. They said, "What if Resident Evil 2 was released today?" They went out of their way to do exactly that, and so from everything I've played, I have yet to see a single area where they have not pulled through on that.
Like they kept everything the way it was too. That's the other good thing. And like
locations and shit are all mostly all the same.
Yeah. Like
exactly the same.
Like it's not exactly the same, but like if you played Resident Evil 2 in the past, you could straight up jump into that game and be like, "Oh yeah, this is this area." Like you just know by looking at it.
But no, everything you basically is basically like how it was, but it's from a different view. It's from over the shoulder now. And
I honestly think that makes it even more fucking terrifying, because you're not just in a corner of a room looking down on everything. It's oh god,
the fucking dogs. Like I saw the dogs, I'm like, no, I'm not about that. I don't even want to play that. Like I was like, because there was one scene I saw where the dogs were were by a grate, and there was like furniture pushed up so zombies wouldn't get by it. One of the dogs got to the side and started crawling under the grate, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And it almost got through before the guy shot it. But I didn't think they can actually like reimagine like certain scenarios where you're actually scared like you were before when you played the original.
And I think one of the things, just want to like throw this out here, like Resident Evil 7 kind of like brought Resident Evil back from the grave, so to speak, and actually made the game what it was, a horror franchise.
Are you telling me 6 is not the best Resident Evil?
I enjoy
ever
6.
Wait, Resident Evil 6 exists?
You have played it with me, sir.
As much as everybody hates it, I really did enjoy 6. I really did enjoy the different stories and them interconnecting into the main plot. getting to, I think, Hong Kong or something like that. But I thought it was great, except for Chris's story. That was.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Person who
do.
says Kingdom Hearts 2 is getting released in 4 days.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is getting released in 4 days. Yeah. But it just makes me happy to see that Resident Evil has finally becoming itself again. Being a survival horror game, like I'm actually been legitimately scared at a couple points in this game. They aren't doing cheesy jump scares. It doesn't feel like either. It's just how they're like making the game feel. Like when you first walk into the police station, you're doing all this shit. Like you feel this sense of like, oh fuck, like shit's happening.
Yeah.
Like it almost has like this 28 Days Later feel to it. If any of you guys have ever seen that movie.
No,
It's been a while.
that feel is complete. Like that feel is completely different to what. God damn.
Well, it feels like that to me. It in some points it really does.
A little bit,
like,
but besides them running at you and stuff like that.
yeah, because like Leon has no idea what the fuck is going on. Neither does Claire. And it's just like all of a sudden everything starts busting off the walls at once, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Leon, and then I get reminded of how stupid Leon was in that game. Like his sense of judgment. Like, no, I gotta find out what's going on. No, I'm out. You go on later.
I will say the voice actors that they did pick, at least for I haven't played Claire's, so I can't say anything yet. Braden will be able to judge for this. But I do like Leon's voice actor. I understand why they picked a different one instead of the one from RE4. Mainly because he's more younger. But it'll be nice to see what they eventually do. I do, like I said, I do hope they do make a new Resident Evil game that is a sequel to 7, and it actually be like a Leon story. Because Leon's one of my favorite characters in Resident Evil. Next to probably it's a Chris or Claire. Like they're both really cool. All three of those people are very, very cool.
See, I'm weird here because I feel like I'm on the outside, not being like a long-term fan of the Resident Evil series. Like my first was 7.
Wow. Like the first, like the only reason why I knew about Resident Evil was because of my dad, because he had the first one. I remember my stepmom for Christmas giving him Resident Evil 1, and he was excited, and I remember watching him play it and stuff. That's where I kind of enjoyed watching instead of playing it, because I'm a big ass. I was a kid and I was, still scared even to this day of playing it. I don't like horror games, but like I guess my love for it was, watching it and stuff like that, and I really did enjoy the story. I think my favorite one that I did play was 4. That's when I got a GameCube. So
can we just point out, like, that game was a console exclusive at one point.
For the GameCube,
like you could
right?
only get that on the GameCube. Yeah, you could only get that for the GameCube.
And when I knew about all the other ones, I remember exactly. My dad also got 3 also. So I've always knew about the series and stuff, but this was like the first time where when I saw that it got released on GameCube, and I'm like, oh, I'll buy the GameCube and played it, and it scared the hell out of me, but I actually played it and kept playing it, and I beat it. I thought it was really fun. And I think that was like during that era there was like CDs, because they couldn't have it all on one disc and stuff like that. But I guess you could say that I have a love for the series.
I still remember my very first experience at Resident Evil. It was Resident Evil 2. I begged my mom if I could rent it, because I grew up playing Mortal Kombat and stuff and everything. I knew better. I really did when I was a kid. So we went to the game store, and every time I would go there, Resident Evil 2 would be out. And Christmas time came around, and I didn't ask for anything. I really just wanted Resident Evil 2. That's the only game I wanted. I didn't want anything else. So my mom ran around forever and a day to find this. She comes home, and I get the Resident Evil 2 director's cut, PS1 edition. I think I still have it somewhere in my house. I have to look. But I get it. I sit down. I pop this game in, and I'm just blown away. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I still remember playing through that game, getting the infinite ammo rocket launcher. It just having a blast with that game, and it's everything about it is so fun. Like all the zombies and stuff like that's never really been done before. Like viruses infecting people and stuff. Like the story was kind of cheesy, but it was still cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is my only experience with fucking RE2, and it's amazing.
I think my first ever like actual Resident Evil experience was, I want to say I played like 5 minutes of 3 once upon a long time ago.
So what are we gonna stop on this subject and go to another one, or you guys want to keep talking about it?
I could talk about this for the whole entire
I don't
podcast.
Okay,
but I don't want to.
Fucking gosh, so we'll go ahead and scoot on to whatever you want to go on to next.
The next topic is Prime 4 is restarting their development.
Yep. And honestly, I have to say, it takes some serious balls to come out and be like,
well, it wasn't even.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like a ballsy thing. It was they sat down, they thought about it, and they looked at it and went, you know what? This is not gonna live up to what everybody wants. Do it again.
Yeah.
This was simply he came out and he said, we don't believe this will live up to everyone's expectations. We're not comfortable giving this to everyone, and in fear that it will let everybody down. Just in case, we're going to redo the whole thing, and we're now paying Retro Studios to work on it.
So who did they have working on it before?
Internal Nintendo team.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now they're going to be collaborating with Retro to, basically they said almost entirely restart development from the ground up.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to reuse assets, but otherwise I'm pretty sure the whole game is being redone.
Like, I didn't even know about it until you guys told me before we started. Like, I was like, what? Really? Like, entirely?
Yeah, they announced it at E3 2017.
Yeah.
Oh.
And literally this restart came out like 10 hours ago. Like YouTube, like Nintendo posted it on their YouTube channel. It was like,
I want to say it was like noon today.
Yeah, like they posted and they were like, hey, we're sorry. Like this is what we're doing. This is why. And like that's it.
But isn't it a good thing that they're coming out saying that they feel like the product is not right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's awesome. They said like some people will be disappointed to hear that it's going to take so much longer, but they believe it's going to be a better, more quality product that will live up to their standards.
Do you guys remember? Remember the True Cop series? I think True Crime or something like that.
Yeah, True Crime. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. What was the game that not recently came up, but it was for the Xbox One. Watch Dogs. Remember that game was actually supposed to be called True Crime, but it was in development, but it also. Because this just brought that thought up. It was in development, but then they canceled it, and then Square Enix picked it up, and then they had to rename it and then build up from the beginning and everything like that.
Squeak? No, that's Enix. Sleeping Dogs.
No,
You're
Sleeping
thinking
Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Oh God, Sleeping Dogs. My bad.
Yeah, I was like,
that
wait, Watch Dogs is Ubisoft. I was like, Watch Dogs is Ubisoft.
Forget what I said. Forget all the stuff I said. I'm talking about Sleeping Dogs. My bad. Yeah, but Sleeping Dogs was supposed to be called True Crime, but it got trashed because they just didn't. I don't know the reason why. I'm just getting that vibe from this. So and the game was actually fun.
That I gotta say, Sleeping Dogs makes so much more sense there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was.
Sleeping Dogs was a very good game too for what it was. Like, it felt like it had the combat of like the Jet Li PS2 games. You guys remember those? Like those? Oh my god, those were amazing.
God, it was Honored something. And you use the right stick to fight and everything directional. I remember doing bicycle kicks and shit. Oh.
Remember like jumping on the tables with the guns and just like flinging through. Oh my god!
Oh,
the game was so ridiculous.
Yeah, you could slow down time, kind of like Max Payne, but I felt like that was a little bit better, means for the fact it was Jet Li, and you can beat the shit out of people with your feet. Yeah.
It's like that, the John Woo games. I'm like, I miss those games. I really do. They're crazy.
So I guess that's it for that one.
Like it's just exciting to see that a dev actually like gives a shit about its community and they care about like,
Nintendo,
what their customers think. Yeah, like it's nice to see that I'm glad at least Nintendo is still keeping to that same golden standard that they care about.
It would be nice for them to do some.
They're not the type of company. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
But they're not the type of company to release something and be like, you know what? Yeah, we'll just fix it later. No, when they give you something, it's going
Like,
to work and it's going to be quality.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. Name a bad Nintendo game.
Zelda 2.
Okay.
Splatoon.
Name. Well, Zelda 2 wasn't that
Really?
bad.
You're gonna defend Zelda 2 and not Splatoon? Well, hold on here.
I haven't played a single Zelda, so I can't really say anything. Fuck the water temples.
Like Zelda 2 was, like, yeah, it wasn't the greatest
I
game.
just like to make fun of it. I don't think anything. I wouldn't say it's a bad game, but it's definitely
It's
such a step in an
it's
awkward
one.
ass direction in comparison.
It's one of those things where, like, it's not a good Zelda game, but it is a decent game. Splatoon is in that weird state too because it was something kind of different that Nintendo's never really tried before.
Honestly, I would criticize ARMS more openly than Splatoon.
Yeah, because Arms kind of like
it
had
it
potential.
disintegrated. It's nowhere to be found really. Like nobody really talks about that game.
And yet, since it's a Nintendo game, you're still finding it like consistently. You're not finding it under $40 anywhere, even on sale.
I mean,
like,
you
it
can
recently
find, like,
went on
shitty
sale for
third-party
$42.
titles and stuff for sub price.
$42? Yeah.
Yeah, that was their recent sale.
Okay. So you want to add anything else, or you want to move to the next topic?
I would just add here that probably means that Metroid Prime 4 is definitely not coming out this year, and maybe not even next year.
That would
Yeah,
suck.
slated for either late 2020 or early 2021 if we're lucky.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whereas before, people were kind of expecting it this year. Some of them were.
So
But you wanna know what does come out soon? Yakuza Kiwami on PC. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
somehow you knew I was gonna talk about that somehow.
February 19th, baby. I'm ready. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So far I haven't really I didn't finish Yakuza 0, but
Neither have I.
but for what it's
Shit.
I will but for what it's worth, it looks pretty interesting. Like playing it, so I know it's gonna be decent. I just hope it's not over the top. Like
It's over the top.
Don't
It's
let it
over the
be.
top.
Don't let it be another situation where you take out a gun and you let it rip on somebody, and there's
It's that over the top, dude. It's
Wait,
even more over the top in that game.
Now that I think about it, I just remember a man got his head thrown into a microwave in a convenience store, and he said, light him up. Like, what? He didn't say exactly light him up, but he said something along the lines of that.
Well, let's put it this way: in this isn't a spoiler or anything, but in Kiwami 1, in Kiwami, I had to say Kiwami 1 because there's Kiwami 2, but in the first Kiwami, there's heat moves just like there is in every other Yakuza game. They're even more over the top in this game because Yakuza 6's is ridiculous, but I would say Kiwami and Zero's are like way worse than 6 and Kiwami 2. I can go into a whole discussion about how Kiwami 1 and 0 are better than the fucking new one, mainly because of the engine and the style change.
I was wanting to say something.
I was just wanting to like comment on how like ridiculous this February is gonna be for game releases. Like, there are so many coming out in such a short span of time. Like,
Crackdown 3 comes out on the 15th.
you know what else comes out on the 15th? Metro Exodus, Far Cry New Dawn, and Jump Force.
Holy shit!
And
My bank account.
and I just remember Far Cry New Dawn is I looked up some stories.
Better 76? Yeah, me too.
I basically
Oh my god.
So Far Cry New Dawn, just a quick tidbit, and then we continue on with the that in this one, the guy that you were supposed to capture, he's actually not a villain. He's
I
basically
didn't finish it, so don't say anything about the ending, but even though I already have a general idea of what happens.
oh no
So
wait about New
massive
Dawn.
spoiler tag, but essentially the main villain from Far Cry 4 is in New Dawn in some way, shape, or fashion.
The main villain from Far Cry 4?
Far Cry 5. Sorry, wow, my brain. is not-
Okay, that was like, you bent my reality for a moment. I was like,
Pocket Men's in Far Cry New Dawn.
Aaron has not been able to count to 5. He hasn't been able to count to 3. What the fuck?
Look, guys.
Aaron, are you like okay?
No, I'm very fucking tired. I've slept 3 hours today.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
and you've
it.
been playing Resident Evil 2
Because
all
you
day.
stayed up all goddamn night playing Resident Evil. And then
Exactly.
you got
What's
up
your
and did
point? I
it.
don't care. Resident Evil's my life right now. Leave me alone.
But yeah, as you can hear from us, we're a little bit excited for Yakuza Kiwami. We haven't finished. Me and Braden haven't finished it yet. Wait, just quick question: do they still have that yellow? Wait, did somebody just smirk just now?
What?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought I heard somebody smirk for a second. Do they still have that stance, the yellow one, where you can absorb moves and stuff? And
Oh, you're talking about yes, they still have the wrestling stance where you can like suplex people onto freaking bars.
Okay,
yes.
okay, cool. You want to move on to the next topic, or you want to continue to talk about this?
I just want to say, for anyone who has not played any of the Yakuza titles, or Yakuza, it doesn't matter how you pronounce it, I think it's interchangeable. But it's a very interesting series, and it's very, very insane and quirky, and just it's so over the top. It's one of those games where it's like, just try it.
And I would like to add that Zero is already out on PC.
It
It is already out on PS4.
It is
Play
cheaper
it on one of those systems. It is out now, and it is a great starting point for the series because it is a prequel game.
Yes, if you are going to start Yakuza, start from Zero, then get Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2 because they are remakes of Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2.
That actually makes. Oh, gone.
And they will be re-releasing 3, 4, and 5 to the West at some point in 1080p HD retextures. Not in the same way as the Kiwami
But will
series.
it be on
unfortunately.
PC though?
It will be on PS4, probably to the PC at some point.
Okay, that's the question.
They haven't even like officially announced Kiwami 2 for PC yet, so it's very we'll see.
It's more based on sales more than likely.
they're already porting Kiwami because of how well Yakuza 0 did.
Well,
on,
they announced Zero and Kiwami at the same time, I believe.
Yeah, they did because they wanted to like kind of test the waters on that, and the Zero sold pretty damn well if I remember correctly.
Okay, so the next topic is this is a rumor which was also kind of debunked. I
hate this.
It was a little bit it was an article I saw. Fallout 76 could go free to play soon. Copies will pull from the shelves.
Can I rant about this? Can I rant about this? This is the shittiest article I have ever seen written. This is based on a rumor from a single YouTuber about EB Games pulling copies from shelves. They were liquidating stock. This is EB Games Australia exclusively. So only in Australia, only the standard edition of the game, none of the collector's editions, only in Australia, only at this single retailer, copies were pulled from shelves to liquidate stock. My god, this has sparked a rumor that apparently copies are being pulled from shelves. Fallout 76 may be going free to play soon? ?
Yeah, and to continue on what he was saying, somebody decided to tweet at Bethesda and say, the 500 atoms you gave us is basically a slap in the face if this game's going to be free to play. And somebody replied back from Bethesda and say that rumor is not true whatsoever. So
of course it's not.
I love the
Bethesda
internet.
wouldn't make a free-to-play game. What the fuck? Oh, I guess there's no. Is Elder Scrolls Legends free-to-play or is that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I take that back. They have made a free-to-play game.
Okay, never mind.
As much
I
hate.
can't remember.
Oh, go on.
I couldn't remember if it was paid or not. Okay, sorry. Go ahead and go on.
No, I said as much as the hate the game got, I was like, Jesus, like already. I was like, this can't be true. And then I saw, Bethesda come out and say it themselves, like that's not true whatsoever. And
people are so quick to hate Fallout 76 and just like blindly believe anything negative they see about it. That this you would go and see Reddit threads of this article that would have 17,000 upvotes, and there'd be like one comment like, "This is based on the worst possible foundation," and that comment would have like 100 upvotes, if that.
Oh man, it's like today with Anthem, because by the way, the Anthem demo, beta, whatever, it has the VIP access. It's started today and then started this weekend. Then next week is going to be the open. It's not going so well at all. I haven't even gotten a chance to play because I have VIP access to it. I can't
So
even.
why Tyler got it from the fucking developers and it doesn't fucking work.
I can't like if I load, and even
Not
if
that
I
I'm
load
trying.
in, it freezes. But so many people are so quick to use this as excuse to hate on EA and shit on BioWare. And I feel like, and some people have said that this is really not BioWare's fault. This is EA's fault in a sense with their
Doesn't
servers.
this game come out next month?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
it comes out on the 22nd of February.
Can we
And
take
they're
a
just
second?
now pushing a beta. The game comes
Yeah.
out in what 28 days, and they're
It,
like
it,
4
it,
weeks.
betas these days are just marketing tools.
But
Let's
can't-
be honest
but
here.
can
This
you-
is not a real beta.
But can you even call
Still
this a
not gonna buy
beta? It said demo, and people saying no, this is not a beta. This is demo. But isn't that kind of what a demo is in a sense? No, not kind of, but I feel like it is in a sense because you're trying things out to see how you will like the base game.
In reality, what you would want a beta test to be would be like several months before release, where you are still actually like capable of doing some development before release. This is a marketing demo. They're just calling it a beta because it sells more.
Yep, like they're not gonna be able to do that much change between now and release. Like at this point, the game is, if
Like-
not gold, it's already
Physical
close.
copies
The
should
the
be
closed
available.
alpha that I was invited to a while back, that was more like a beta test. And
I mean-
fun fact, my experience with that, I went to download and install it, and it just stayed at installing for like 2 days. It wouldn't complete until after the closed alpha had ended.
Yeah.
I
I like
the game.
I-
That is so awful.
Anthem hasn't even been released, and it's already shaping from all of the fucking pre-release gameplay we've had in access. It just seems like it's just going to die at launch.
I don't want to try to I dislike EA a lot. But I want to
After
give
fucking Andromeda, this is BioWare's last shot at remaining a fucking company before EA yellers them in the backyard like everyone else.
they do that.
They gutted Visceral so bad.
If you want to talk about getting gutted, the makers of the Project Gotham series, the racing game,
Yeah.
they gave them to make. They made them make what was it? James Bond, the James Bond game, and it was so bad, and they decided to say, "We're gonna kill you off." That's basically what happened to the to that company. That made
Literally, at
such a
this
good
point-
series.
If you get bought out by EA, you better be DICE, or you better just not exist.
I don't know. Like, if DICE puts out another thing and it ends up getting received like Battlefront 2 did, like
Or Battlefield 5. I've heard everything has just gone downhill for Battlefield 5.
even DICE isn't seeming that solid anymore. Like, it's really starting to get questionable all over at EA.
Like, Battlefield 5 wasn't even a complete game at launch. They're still missing like half their shit.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I hate EA because I don't. It just they do a lot of dumb shit. It actually worries
I'm
me
horrified
sometimes.
for Respawn.
It's not even the fact that if the game does bad that they're gonna close them. It's just that I feel like sometimes they get hate that's unnecessary, and then all the companies that they publish for, like BioWare, feel like people are literally shitting on BioWare, and BioWare is at fault for some of it, but then it's just this is dumb, and I'm worried that with the release coming out, with the way everything is going now, like imagine when the game's out and then they still have these issues. Because me and my friend talked about this, and there was an issue where he felt like they should have been prepared for this, and I do agree with some standpoint, but I feel like I gave them benefit of the doubt, and I was like, you know what, maybe they didn't have this plan. Maybe they should have just, had a backup plan, and felt like they didn't listen at all to anybody. If
I like the idea of Anthem is something that I could enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't
agree with that.
necessarily want BioWare to die. I don't really care about their games, but I do acknowledge that they're really they used to be really, really good. But I don't think that if this goes wrong, I think worst case, I wish they would just delay it. because I feel like with just a little bit more time, they could make it better.
Because basically, from all the stuff that I've seen, it's scary to me that it looks like it is just going to be another like
It just
Destiny.
looks like it's gonna be another beta at launch. It's not.
I
going to
feel
be-
like, to a degree, it really does feel like just EA BioWare does Destiny, and like this is coming at a point when people are almost, I want to say, starting to get a little sick of Destiny.
And the thing, well, and I was gonna say, well, I think it's the looter shooter genre, but that's not true because there is such a big thirst for Borderlands 3, which is that same shoot and loot genre. But the way Gearbox does it, anything that's in the game that might be busted is something that everyone just likes to fuck around with because they don't necessarily care and like, you know, whatever. It's Borderlands. The entire game is just one big.
See, but that's
friggin'
kind of the
toilet
thing
game.
that Gearbox does. It's because that game doesn't take itself seriously. It's very
No,
much
so anything
humor
that goes
based.
wrong, it's like, haha, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
And then you've got companies like Bungie and BioWare that are basically doing the same thing now. The only difference is, I would honestly say that BioWare is taking a little further than Bungie has. Because I think the introduction of like the free flight mechs and everything, it's like, if you somehow merge the concept of Iron Man and Destiny together, that's what Anthem is. So honestly, I think Anthem might be better than Destiny. But again, we'll wait and see because I don't know, I've got very, very emotions because the concept of the way that the game is supposed to be, I'm excited for that. But I just, with everything I'm hearing and seeing, I'm just like,
the gameplay looks great. And from my understanding, I thought there was supposed to be 3 classes: the Colossus, Interceptor, and Ranger. But then they showed another class, the Interceptor, and that has piqued my interest like fully on that, like just that alone. And then so like from the looks of it, it's like there's no PvP but PvE, kind of in the sense of like Monster Hunter. There's really no instances in a sense like free lobbies or stuff like that.
That's something that I heard about that I heard is going to be kind of iffy.
Yeah,
is that thing is going to be very spotty and hit or miss.
So
Your multiplayer is going to be basically pretty fragmented from what I'm hearing. So we'll see how this goes.
So the way you can do it is by either loading up a lobby, doing matchmaking like a free lobby or something like free play, or doing the missions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I honestly I hope tomorrow it's a lot better so I can play it and actually have more of a
I would like to try to
of a mindset of how the game's gonna be, because right now I'm not angry, I'm just a little bit bothered because I'm now really interested in this game because I actually have a chance because I played the alpha, and really alpha is really not gonna credit on how the game is going to be. It was just doing stress servers and stuff, stressing servers and stuff like that. But from what I've been told, from what I saw, the game was great. I love that. One of the main reasons why I really like this game is because BioWare's mechanics from Mass Effect, and one of the main things I loved was the combo system. You can combo one ability with another ability, and they went further where now that it's 4 people with you, you can combo one ability and somebody else can combo one ability, and it has other effects, and I thought that was really great. So I like the fact that they're doing a game based from their their past work and everything, and it's a multiplayer game. Yeah, that's how I feel. I hope the game's good.
Now, the only thing I wanted to kind of say a little bit, this is kind of, at least from what I can tell, so back when Destiny 1 was first actually becoming a thing and everything they were showing about the game, it kind of seemed like at first it was going to be this really cool, like, open world style of, like, shooter. Where
like
you
a
could,
drop in, drop out almost.
Drop in, drop out with your friends, run around. You could explore the whole world, do whatever you wanted, and you could, basically play in that class as you wanted to. Like, my whole thing, they were like talking about like the lore of these classes. They were going really in depth with this kind of stuff, and then the game came out, and I was like, what the fuck is that? What? Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then I'm like, okay, so I feel very limited to what I can do. There's not enough exploration. There's not enough of this. There's not enough of that. I'm just afraid that it's gonna have pull this Destiny syndrome where if you buy the game at launch, you're gonna have a bad fucking time. If you buy the game at the end when the last expansion comes out, it will be an enjoyable experience.
But to be honest, I really do think they're actually thinking of what did Destiny. Like, I'm pretty like, if I was saying, hey, let's make an MMO, let's try to make it compete with Destiny. Let's see what Destiny tried to do that was wrong, and let's make sure we make sure we don't do that. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. I feel like they know the issues that Destiny 2 has and Destiny 1 had. Let's try to make sure we don't make those same issues, and let's make sure we have our own concept of thing. I can say that,
I will say this though. At least from some of the stuff that I've seen, it feels like the movement is a lot more flushed out. It feels like some of the levels are a lot more open. You can kind of fly around.
Open though, the whole level is open, and like I love that, and I love the fact that there's ground combat and then there's air combat, and then each javelin, that's basically what they're calling them, have their specialties. Not saying Destiny 2 doesn't have their specialties, but it feels like these specialties are just suited for them, and they can only do it. You know, I mean, well, now that I think about it, there are some specialties that only certain classes can, but this one, I feel like there's 4 classes and one does something better than the other. Yeah, forget what I said. I sound dumb now.
Like I part of me wants to be excited for, you know, Anthem. Part of me really does, but I am scared that it is just going to become another Destiny. What I like to kind of try out the demo to judge it for myself. Yes and no. I feel like I should at least give it a chance. Because I feel like every game deserves a fair shot regardless of its publisher, even though they may have a bad track record or something like that. And it may seem like, oh, well, you know, may not like it, may not. It should be at least worth a shot. Even with this like Resident Evil like Netflix series thing that might become a thing. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, but at the same time, I'm going to give it a shot because, I mean, what, the worst case scenario is I just don't like it? Like, okay, like no big deal. But I would hate to spend that much money on a game and then come to realize it's not the intended product.
Hot garbage.
Not what it is. Yeah, like, and that's every gamer's biggest fear, right? Spending all this money on a game for it to be shit, and then you can't really do anything. You're just kind of stuck. Like, oh well, I guess I had a shit game now.
I honestly, I wanted to basically be in a sense of like how much I don't hate Destiny. I do have some issue with it. I would like for Anthem to be like that in a sense to where, you know, the positives outweigh the negatives in a sense. Because I know a lot of people don't like Destiny because Destiny and Bungie and Activision, it's that and everything. But I hope the game is really decent. Said that before, and I'm say that again.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely see, especially with the open beta. I know a couple people probably got invited to a VIP beta. I got invited to one, so I may check it out this weekend.
I mean,
we'll see.
even if you don't, even if you don't play this weekend, next weekend is going to be the open beta, and that's and you know what? Now that I think about it, the open beta is getting when next week the open beta is out. How are they gonna deal with everybody trying to play this game?
They can't handle an invite-only beta.
That's it. Jesus,
yeah, that's the scary part.
I said that earlier without even thinking. I said this week is the VIP, next week is open. Now, now that we, wow, like I'm actually worried about that now. But anyway, the next topic is the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid fighting game. So from the looks of it, is being developed by Enway. They were the ones that developed Power Rangers Legacy, which is a mobile game. It's going to be released on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. From the looks of it, there will be 15 Power Rangers. They already announced 4. Jason, the Red Ranger, Tommy, the Green Ranger. They announced the yellow one. She's from Pirates, I believe. Something like Sentai Rangers or something like that. She's Sentai Rangers. But anyway, that's not the point. She looks like a pirate.
Sentai Rangers.
Shut up. That was a mistake. And then, and then there's Lord Drakon, which is Tommy, but basically it's based on if he never swayed from the evil side, even if God, I can't remember her name, her evil spell was broken. He basically stayed evil, and he wants to fuck everything up, and he wants to keep everything as his own. So what I meant by the mobile it's not based by the mobile game. It's a 3v3. It's not based on a mobile game. It's gonna have new moves, assists. It's gonna look good. It's from what the trailer showed. It's gonna have a trailer. There are pre-order bonuses, and it's gonna be $40 top of that. And they have Justin Wong, which is a fighting game player. He's known for Street Fighter, Marvel in a sense, because back in the day. But the one thing that really has got me peaked on this is that it's gonna be crossplay across multiple platforms. And we just lost one.
Yeah, so Braden had bounce, so just continues there. It's fine.
So did you hear about the part about it being multi-platform?
Oh yeah, I'm super stoked for that because Rocket League actually just had announced I think they just did their beta for cross-platform play.
But
yeah, for cross.
For PS4.
For everything, like Switch, PS4, PC.
So
Xbox.
PS4 is so PS4 is out the question then.
Like PS4 can do it.
Oh, they can. Oh no,
Yeah,
the reason why I'm asking is because with this, from the looks of it, PS4 is completely against the option of no cross-platform for PS4.
In this scenario, yes, but Rocket League is doing it within their own internal network.
Oh, okay, but no, because the reason why I was actually, I kind of would have shit on Sony anyway. Their excuse for no platform, they feel like their system is superior in a sense, which is kind of true in a sense. Their exclusive. True in a kind of sense because the exclusives and stuff like that. But that's mainly it for me. But they said because our console is better, you should be playing on our console, and that's basically it. I hate that. I don't like it. I feel like no. I mean, but like it kind of gets to the point like why play on this console? No, why do I need to get this console? Why I could just play cross-platform? But
right.
But that's not the point. But I just like the fact that it's gonna be cross-platform on the Xbox One, the Switch, and PC on 3 consoles, and basically PS4 saying, nah, we don't need that game. It's like pre-orders already started on PS4 and stuff like that. You're supposed to be getting a skin and the other couple of things, but the game, from what I saw and the people who they're working with, I'm pretty interested in the game.
It does seem kind of cool, right? Because I remember the last Power Rangers game I ever played was on the Super NES. I remember that shit. That was like a beat 'em up, right? So I never actually played I think a Power Rangers fighting game would be kind of cool.
I don't think I ever played a Power Rangers game.
Like the mobile game is actually pretty fun, but it's like it's kind of like you use one character, but you have to assist, and you have it's kind of like a card system of where you gotta let your cards build up, let your meter build up, and everything. Anything you could do combos and stuff like that. They further went on with certain moves beat out certain moves. So I guess power moves beat out B moves, beat out power moves can sometimes beat out projectile moves and stuff like that. And even though this trailer was kind of short, they showed some of the gameplay. It's a 3v3. I get a huge Marvel versus Capcom vibe from this, with it being 3v3 with assist. I'm really when the further through the development they show more, I hope the game is really good, and it's also gonna have a story mode too. I think I said that
Honestly, my biggest issue from what I've seen of it is the aesthetic just looks strange to me. Like
it looks a little bit cartoony.
Yeah, it does.
they have beefed up those characters far beyond what their real actors look like.
I mean,
Yeah.
but you know, you should see the mobile game, Travis.
I suppose I haven't seen that. It just looks so goofy. Cartoonish is a good way of describing it. They're just ridiculously proportioned.
It's very vibrant. It's very vibrant in a sense, and very colorful, if you say that. What I'm interested in is, since this is, because if I remember exactly, the Battle for the Grid is a comic. I remember exactly, and it basically explains Tommy Lord Dracon being evil when he broke the Rita. That's her name, Rita. He broke the spell, and he basically stayed evil. He didn't care. He didn't go back to who it originally was.
That's actually kind of a cool. I always like those what if scenarios. They did that in the some of the Dragon Ball games. I always like this.
So the next topic is everyone's
Top three free favorite games. So how I want to do this is it doesn't have to be in any particular order. There's no ranking system or anything. It's something that I kind of want to start doing every couple podcasts. Just kind of sit down, you get our opinions on a few different things, and just kind of go, hey, here's my favorite games about this and that. And here's why.
We can always start with possibly doing what games we're playing for that week.
Oh, yeah, if we want to do that.
We could always pull up top games of we don't even need it to be the top 3, just 3 of our favorite games.
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of what I wanted this to be. So
you definitely introduced this to me wrong.
I've been kind of going back and forth on it. So if you guys don't want to do it at the top 3, that's fine. Braden gave his top 3. But I'll leave that all up to you, whatever y'all want to do. I can go ahead and go first.
We can name his real quick.
Yeah, so Braden's top 3 that he's got the Xenoblade Chronicles series, Dark Souls.
Wait, hold on. Are these supposed to be series or specific games? I'm assuming he means Xenoblade 1 if he said Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess that's correct. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 1, Dark Souls, and the Twilight Princess HD collection specifically.
That's not a collection.
Or what? It's whatever.
I just feel I should specify there.
Whatever. Who cares?
That is a single game collection.
What? Okay. So, all right. So, mine are Donkey Kong Country 2 because it means a lot to my childhood, and I loved that game growing up. I 105% completed every year, at least once.
5%.
Yeah.
That's an actual thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the older games like that'll have beyond 100% completion you can do. A bonus or special or whatever.
Yeah, it's in Donkey Kong's is kind of cool how you do it. You have to beat every level. You have to do every single bonus stage. You have to get all the Kong letters. I always love doing stuff like that because the music in that game was so good, and just I enjoyed playing as Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is my favorite of the Kongs.
I think the basis of the beyond 100% is unlocking something by getting 100%.
Yeah. So, and once you get enough of the coins, you can go to the secret levels and do all those, and then that's what you get. That's what gets you above and beyond because you get the true ending. Next up is Kingdom Hearts 2, specifically, because same reason. I love that game. I love the worlds. Hollow Bastion is still one of my favorite worlds in Kingdom Hearts. Followed by I honestly I gotta say I love the Winnie the Pooh world. I really do. That shit is adorable.
That's not even a world. It's a book.
It's a world inside of a book, Xavier.
It's not even. He doesn't even remember you because somebody's an asshole and ripped the pages out the book.
Yeah, screw that guy.
And then you also gotta find all the pages and stuff. Like,
yeah, I like that world. I really do.
And then that stupid Eeyore mini game. Like, no.
I like it. I really do. I like that, and then I also enjoy the revamped Coliseum. I think the revamped Coliseum is really fun too. And then honestly, my third favorite game is Zone of the Enders, the second runner.
Not the first one.
Not the first one.
Why?
I don't like the first one as much.
I'll call that an unexpected one.
I think that Dingo is, quite frankly, first of all, his name is Dingo, right?
Dingo's an asshole.
Yes.
He ate my baby.
No.
Travis. Yeah, there you go, Travis. So here's the reason I love it. The animation in that game is so good. Like, the story's all over the fucking place.
Story? I mean, you got whatever his name is, the first one, Leon, whatever.
Yeah,
that little bitch. Fuck him. He is so aggravating. Even in the first one.
Yeah, I know he is, because he doesn't want to fight, and that's like a respectable thing.
And then all of a sudden he wants to fight Leon in a second runner and saying, you can control Jehuti, and then he wants to try to jack you for it, or he wants you to prove yourself. But the thing is,
that's the whole point. Like, he wants you to prove that you were strong enough to fucking be like, all right, we'll fucking do this.
But the thing is, Dingo didn't even ask for it. He got shot, and the only thing that could keep him alive was the life support Jehuti, and he was forced to do missions.
Yep.
And then also, let's not forget about that whatever the fuck her name is, the useless one where you gotta protect her and everything. Oh,
Ken?
Was that her name?
Are you talking about the person that you fight at the very beginning?
Oh,
before you get shot?
I'm not talking about that short ass story of Zone of Enders. I'm talking about Second Runner. Oh yeah, you do fight her. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me fix my face.
Ken. Yeah, you fight Ken, and she's like, you find out, like, she's like, oh, I'm just like some spy thing. Massive spoiler tag here, by the way. So FYI.
No, this game has been out more than 10 years, sir.
I don't like spoiling stuff for people. Like, I just don't.
All right. We'll keep the spoiler alert that you already made instead of canceling it.
We just spoiled the most of it anyway. He gets shot.
So he gets shot. So he comes back to life, and the only way he can live is if he sits inside this mech and does missions for fucking people. And then, like, the whole time, he fucking ends up finding out that, like, his arch nemesis or whatever has like an opposite version of Anubis, the opposite version of the mech.
Oh,
which, I love the mech designs in Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, and then you got the cockpit at the bottom looking like a penis. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this girl who decides to look. Oh yeah, she becomes your love interest all of a sudden.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got the hots for you. And I remember I was playing that game, I was like,
and the only reason,
okay,
and I believe the only reason why she starts falling sort of in love with you is because the most annoying mission is you have to drag her literally around while you got, it's a freaking escort mission, and I hate escort missions.
Like I said, that game is definitely not perfect by any means, but I love that game because of.
I have it for the Xbox One.
I love it. I do too. I love it because, like, it was the first like mech game I ever truly played, and it was just so cool being able to like move around the camera during all the cutscenes and seeing all the animation stuff. Like, it was like one of the games of its time, in my opinion. Like, it was so underrated for what it was. Granted, it wasn't the greatest fucking game ever made. I don't think
it was underrated. It's nothing like the first one. I tell you that.
The first one was awful. The first one is absolutely fucking
the first
terrible.
one was okay. No.
I forced myself to play it because I'd never played it prior. How I was introduced to Zone of the Enders was a demo disc on PlayStation 2, and it was Zone of Enders 2, the second runner. And I had no idea the first one even existed.
The only reason why people got Zone of Enders is because there was a Metal Gear Solid demo. There was Son of Liberty. Sons
of Liberty.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. That's the only reason people got that game. And that was the only reason my friend got the game, so he can play that. And he let me play Zone of Enders, the first one. That's the only reason why people got that game.
And like my list doesn't fluctuate a whole lot in that, but like sometimes like depending on like really how I'm feeling, Zone of Enders is like usually somewhere in like top whatever. But I don't know. Like the more and more I think about it, I love that game, and I really wish people would sit down and play it. If you haven't played it, definitely check it out. It's dated. It is very much dated. But the voice acting is absolutely fucking horrendous, and it's lovely.
Okay, Travis, your turn. So I can judge you.
Go ahead,
man.
Travis.
I'm gonna judge you.
I've been like so mentally conflicting here because I've had this list down to 4 games, and I am not sure which of them to cut out. Let me start with a solid one.
All right.
Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
All right, I can roll with that.
That is a huge part of my childhood. That is a game that I can to this day still go back to. Like, I have a Super Nintendo Classic. I can go back to that to this day and just pick up and play it again and still love that game. It is just an utter classic to me. The epitome of 2D Mario platforming.
The only reason why I know about that game is because my cousin's son, he always played it. And he would, since he didn't like me in his room when I was a little kid, we would literally set up the TV in the kitchen and we would sit there and I would watch him play, let me play. That's the only reason why I know of that game, and that's the reason I like the orders.
I think that is just like, that is such a great peak, such a great point in time. The last like main Mario platformer on the SNES before moving on to the 3D Mario games with the N64. Beyond that, I'm having a lot of trouble because I have 3 other games that I want to say, and I don't want to quite cut out any of them.
And name them.
I'm gonna go with Halo 3 next.
So don't just say it. Oh hell, I'm actually shocked that wasn't like the first game you said.
Are you saying that because of multiplayer wise or is single player?
Both really. I think that was like the best point for Halo single player, as well as like that is the game that brought me online. I know that Halo 2 had online capabilities, but I did not touch them. Halo 3 is where I encountered Xbox Live and online gaming in general.
Same. Actually, no, SOCOM 2, PS2.
That game was also just such a fantastic collection. It had so many features that were new to the series and so great. The custom games was fantastic. Obviously a carryover,
Forge
but they
mode,
expanded on it.
Like
Forge, definitely.
Forge mode was something that was very innovative.
Yes.
I still
it was
remember
also. Did any games before that really have a theater mode like Halo 3 did?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
It was so innovative for its time. The map maker, the theater mode, the campaign, and the online with both the ranked multiplayer and the social multiplayer, each with their own ranking systems that worked in tandem.
And then the ranking system, you could get hard locked to the rank. Oh god.
There are some things to be said about the ranked mode, but
Oh my gosh!
Like,
playing
not
5 games, not ranking up once, losing 1 game, and down ranking twice.
Oh, it's not even about the ranking mode. It's just the fact that you would somehow, if you get into a certain, they did like staff sergeant and stuff like that.
That system is what it was called, I believe.
Yeah, but no, it was like a ranking system where like the rank you had like captain, staff sergeant, stuff like that.
They had a skill rank and then they had an experience rank.
Yeah. So the experience rank, you got hard locked at that time in Halo 3, and it was actually really, really crazy. But it's
why it was very common to see people who had reached the like max like experience rank within their like captain, commander, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Halo 3, it was just a fucking masterpiece. Honestly, I could listen to that game's soundtrack and still fucking feel things. That is just a stellar piece of work there. Beyond that, I have 2 more, and I am torn on which one to kick out of a top 3.
I'm
going
both
with Fallout
of
New
them
Vegas.
without even explaining anything. Just name
Fallout New Vegas and Subnautica.
Subnautica.
Yeah, actually, Subnautica. I would definitely say that. Wait, but Travis is a huge Fallout fan, though.
Yeah, both of these games are immensely significant to me.
Wait. Seriously, I remember like when this game. I remember when New Vegas came out. Like, oh my fucking god! Like,
I actually like at launch. I was not a fan. I was kind of
no,
like,
you were not.
this game runs like utter garbage. I hate it.
Yeah, we all
It
did.
crashed every fucking 10 minutes. I could not get anywhere in it. Give it a couple weeks, a couple updates later, hell, even a couple months in some of the DLCs, and it became my favorite Fallout game.
Lonesome Road is still my favorite DLC out of any Fallout game. I'm sorry, it just is. It's so good.
Ah man, I just love old world blues too much. Like
The foot penises joke is still hilarious. I'm sorry, it just is.
all that it has such great humor.
Wait,
It
foot
taps into that
penis?
sci-fi aesthetic that I really love.
Wait, I didn't want to cut you off, but I have to. Excuse me, foot penis?
Yeah, there's a whole joke involving people in these brains not understanding that.
A brief summary of the Old World Blues DLC would be that you are going to this mountain research facility that has, since the Great War, continued to be run by effectively people in floating brain robots. And they are so far disconnected from their humanity that they will refer to, like, were they referring to toes as foot penises?
Yes, they were. They're referring to toes as foot penises. Why do you have so many foot penises?
Wait, oh my god. Okay.
After this, I'll send you a link to the clip. It's fucking hilarious.
So what would you pick? Like I see why you're having such a
Subnautica, the only reason I'm leaning against Subnautica is because it's like so recent still. It only technically released this past year. Granted, I played in early access before that, but that is just like my epitome of the best that a survival early access game can be. I'm sorry, I wouldn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I just wish that game. It's like, I understand it, but at the same time, it would man, that game would have been so much fun, buddy. Oh, that's just the fact, oh, you're alone, but all of a sudden, oh look, there's actual people alive, but that's just.
Subnautica does so many things so well. It's the only real downsides to it for me are like technical limitations, and I might be a little weird to talk to on that because I've played through it in early access where they were at their worst. But even in the full game, there's still a degree of like pop-in and other loading issues that'll occasionally show up. And if you're playing on console especially, those will be noticeable. Just aesthetically though, it's a beautiful game. This fantastic alien underwater world.
Oh. So for me, I wasn't sure if I really wanted, because there was one game I can instantly think of, and then Aaron actually said it was the Zone of Enders, but I really I really do enjoy that game. But my first, I guess I'm gonna say the Witcher 3 the Witcher series.
Yeah, man.
Mainly for fact, even though I didn't play one and I knew about the first one, the reason why I knew about the series was because I saw Witcher 2 on sale and I did not know anything about it. And I took a chance for it and I bought it. And the only reason why I bought the second one is because I remember seeing something about Witcher, and I knew the Witcher was from what I remember, they say it was the most difficult game, like the system and everything and like that. It was like a really old game, but I bought Witcher 2 and I loved it. And then I got the Witcher 3. I still love it. I still to this day still haven't played the DLC yet, and I have all the DLC because I'm still playing the base game to this day. I want to do every single thing to a certain extent. I found out about the books and everything. So my second playthrough right now, I'm doing every mission, but this time I want to go with Yennefer instead of the red hair girl. I can't remember her name. Not Ciri, because Ciri's the white haired one. But anyway, I guess I will go with The Witcher 3. I'll go with The Witcher. That's my favorite game. Can I do that? Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, 'cause it's not exactly the same thing, but you kind of lean more towards Witcher 3, so I guess I would kind of just say
Yeah.
Witcher 3 in general.
Okay, Witcher 3. I'm gonna go with Witcher 3. I'm gonna go Final Fantasy because
Interesting. I want to know
That
why.
that is not one I hear people talk about. That
I was expecting 9. Honestly,
no, 9 is one of my favorites also, but the reason why 8 because one of my friends at Final Fantasy 7, I did enjoy that a lot. I really did.
fucking.
and then I remember like spending a whole summer with my cousin. He had a PlayStation and he had Final Fantasy. And as much as some people don't like 8, I really thoroughly enjoyed 8. It actually became one of my favorites, and that actually made me enjoy going back and playing the other Final Fantasy. I'm not a big fan of 7. I do still like 7. Still, I can put that in my list of some of my favorite games. But my top 3 is Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 8, and now that I think about it, 9 is actually no. We're forgetting 8. We're going with 9. 9 is my favorite. No,
Okay.
we're going Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 8, and Final Fantasy 9.
Okay.
My favorite 3.
Now, I this is like I guess the thing. I definitely I would have actually had like Final Fantasy in there in my like top 3 because Travis knows I'm like a Final Fantasy fucking
Except for Squall in one situation, he's a bitch, where everybody was thinking about Cypher and everything, and he got all in his freaking feelings. Said, "Is everybody gonna think about me like that and everything?" Yeah, and he can't dance. Got no rhythm.
He ain't got no rhythm. Like I am like a Final Fantasy nut, and Travis is aware of this. And my like, there's no real ranking system in that top 3 because like that last game always fucking fluctuates. Every fucking year, like I sit down and I think about it all the fucking time, and I don't know why it is, but like it's been Final Fantasy 7 for the longest fucking time. It really has, because that game was a lot of fucking fun. But every time I go to play it nowadays, I'm just like, it just doesn't live up to what it used to be. It just doesn't. I do a couple bases for it, like like game hold up. Does it still feel the same? Like how do I feel about it? And the more I play 7, the more and more I kind of start to, really not enjoy it. We'll definitely see if we can kind of get a fresh coat of paint with that remake they're doing whenever that comes out. But
remake
yeah,
of what? Oh, 7?
yeah,
Good luck.
yeah.
I'm surprised
I know.
I'm alive after that shit.
Right. We'll see what happens. Like, it's one of the reasons that I'm still kind of playing like Final Fantasy 14 because I love Final Fantasy and I think it's cool. There's an MMO taking place in it.
For what it's worth, I like Final Fantasy 3.
Honestly, a lot of people give that game shit, but I did enjoy that game. I really did. I enjoyed the first 2. I did not enjoy the third one because I didn't like Majora's Mask either for the same reason. I felt I was forced.
Majora's Mask?
Yeah. Here's why. I'm comparing them because of the whole time clock thing where you have so much time to go do something. I hate that.
You're talking about Lightning Returns. I had that. I bought it actually, and I can't really see myself to play it.
I love 13, and I love 13 too. I love 13 too because it was basically fucking Pokemon.
Man.
I loved being able to train up a Chocobo to use Thundaga and Meteor and all that. I thought that was cool.
I really didn't. I really did. It was fun, but at the same time, the one I had the most Final Fantasy.
I love Snow and Vanille. Those are like my 2 favorite characters.
And since we're on this, like, I just want to say this. When I got my copy of Final Fantasy 13, I remember exactly when I got it. they didn't do like the sleeves or anything for the game. They just basically stacked all the CDs in one tray.
Yep, they did.
And I remember my friend said he had scratches on one of them.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Do you guys remember you had to switch discs to play games? Oh my
Yeah.
god, it feels so weird. You don't fucking do
I,
that anymore.
you know, I actually don't remember having had any games like that.
Mass Effect 2.
Okay,
yeah, Mass
yes,
Effect
there
2.
we go. That I was thinking I thought there was one, but like I couldn't remember any.
Mass Effect 2, Lost Odyssey.
Didn't play Lost Odyssey.
Final Fantasy 13.
Lost Odyssey was actually.
Didn't play Final Fantasy.
No, you know
13.
what? I'm sorry. I'm taking out 8 and I'm putting Lost Odyssey in that.
I can totally see why. That game is so fucking cool.
I still have it installed and I'm still playing it to this day. It was a free they were doing like some like, anniversary or something like that, and they gave it away for free on Xbox One because it was backwards compat.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I have no history with the Final Fantasy series.
good.
And I think on that note, we are now at probably a little bit or over the top of the hour round, so I'm keeping too much count.
120 right at hour.
All right, that's fine.
Can I throw in one more comment?
Go right ahead, sir.
I just remembered an announcement that was made today. Subnautica Below Zero, their standalone expansion's going into early access on the 30th.
That's fucking cool.
So
I am so excited.
Oh, I have a question. Can I play it since I have it on the games? Nah.
No, it's a standalone expansion.
Wait, so can I buy it? So you have to buy it, or is it free?
It's a thing to be bought.
Oh,
It's
I don't know,
so it's
I'm
completely
asking.
separate.
It's like a separate game, but it's like what's another standalone expansion?
like
Uncharted.
Uncharted Lost Legacy is an example.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon?
Oh, okay. So, yes. So you don't even need the base game then.
Yeah, you can just buy that on its own. It's going into early access. It'll be available. They said it's going to be available on the Epic Games Store, Steam Early Access, and the Discord Game Store.
Damn.
It could be the first game that I buy through Discord.
Okay. So anyway,
So on that note, guys, I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight, and we'll be back next week with some more discussions and stuff. And we may have Travis again. We may have another guest. I don't know. But if y'all like Travis, and if Travis is cool with it, we can throw him in here with us if he wants to do it. And if not, that's totally fine too.
and every
Well,
week
thank y'all for having me.
We'll announce Kirby will have a persona.
Sure you can. All right, see y'all later. Peace.
Oh my god.
Bye.